pasó, mi gente? It's MarkTep25 otra vez. Welcome to another episode of El Chuco Sportscast. This is episode 16. As I said in the previous video, I was splitting this into two parts just to kind of keep things a little bit more watchable. I just felt it would have ran too long if I put both of these topics in one video. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the NFL playoffs, just how they've been going thus far, our predictions of who's going to win the next games. And then I'm going to just, make some creator highlights. I know that Dom2K does that for his Domcast. And again, I'll put a link in the description for his Domcast in the previous video and in this video, just so you all could go watch that. But again, this is going to be a one-time thing. I just wanted to shed some light on some people that I've been watching as of late that have been doing really well and are really cool. And I really think you should go watch their content because they're really good people. But we'll get to that in a moment. Um, you know who I am. This is Mario. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Always good to be back with you talking about sports.
Oh yeah, dude. So yeah, let's get this shit started. Let's pull up the share screen right here. So we have the NFL playoffs. Right now, we kind of saw the wild card this weekend. I wanted to make a video on my predictions, but that didn't happen. Once again, hopefully next year I get ahead of that. It's just everything's been so hectic as of late with my two jobs and all that. But at least I'm talking about it now. So just to see what happened in the wild card games, we had Buffalo beating Indianapolis 27-24. Indianapolis almost gave Buffalo a run for their money, but Buffalo is pretty good this year, so it's good to see them. Then we have a pretty big upset with the Rams beating the Seattle Seahawks. Some people won't say it's that much of an upset because they were struggling a little bit, but I don't know, man. With the Seahawks, you can never count them out. But I guess this time it wasn't their year, so yeah, the Rams did pretty well. They blew them up by 30, and then of course a team I was obviously expecting to win was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Washington football team 31-23. And again, guys, we could say all that we want about the Buccaneers, but Tom Brady and his crew they've been proving themselves. So it's going to be an interesting um, rest of the playoffs. I don't know who they're playing next, and actually, because we're going to see that pretty soon, but it's going to be interesting. So that was the first day of the wild card. Then the next day, we had Baltimore versus Tennessee. So Baltimore ends up taking revenge on the Tennessee Titans, winning 20-13. Kind of a not so high of a scoring game, but still a
It
win
was a very,
nonetheless.
yeah, it was a very defensive game. I saw the highlights on that. It's like both teams. I feel either one could have taken it, but I think Baltimore's defense was just a little bit better than Tennessee, so they were able to come on top of it.
Yeah, and what is it? Lamar Jackson was just fucking killing it, man. Oh, was it? Sorry, did I say Lamar? Is it LeVar Jackson, isn't it?
Uh,
My
no, it's
God,
Lamar. It's
it is Lamar
Lamar.
Jackson. Okay, Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry. It's because sometimes I say that name and I get it confused. But yeah,
No, it's Lamar.
he's killing it though. Like he's a hell of a player. I think he was leading in rushing yards too. So yeah, he's a very quick player, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens next game. And then the New Orleans Saints beat the Chicago Bears. I didn't expect Chicago really going far at all. The Saints got Breeze back and he played decently. But who knows? Maybe he won't be as good in the next game. You can kind of tell the age is kind of getting to him now, and I think this is his first game back from injury, if I'm not mistaken. But anyhow, the Saints won this game, and they're going on to the next part of the playoffs. And then the biggest motherfucking surprise is the Cleveland Browns beating the Pittsburgh Steelers 48-37. Holy crap! Remember what I said last time? The Browns might just fuck around and win a Super Bowl.
But they weren't fucking around, dude.
Yeah, they weren't fucking around here. Yeah.
No, it's just that first half was absolutely just wow.
Astronomical 28 points in a first quarter. I think they
Yeah,
tied the record.
yeah. I mean, the Steelers were just playing poorly. in the
Yeah,
fourth quarter, and then
Roethlisberger was just
that
throwing interceptions after interception.
yeah. But to start the game off with that high snap, I don't know what that center was doing, but he just overshot Ben like he was like, wow, dude, what were you? How can you miss a 6'8" quarterback like that,
Yeah,
man?
I know
Just
he's the
saying, man.
biggest motherfucker there, and you miss it.
Yeah, dude. But I gotta give my hat off to Cleveland. It was really happy. It was to see them do well in a long, long time. So, hey, a lot of people are trying to write off Baker Mayfield as a bust, but it's like, look, he just was getting in the league. They were still trying to figure stuff out, and look at them now. So,
Yeah, I mean, 48 points, dude. Like, come on, you can't say that. I mean, granted, yeah, your running backs did well. Chubb was doing really great, but Mayfield did pretty well considering. I mean, he threw for like over 200 and three touchdowns, dude. That's like it's ridiculous to think that that's not a good stat line. Like, and I
yeah,
think he had a 115 QBR at the end of it. I don't know. I don't think too highly of QBR because sometimes that could be misleading. But for this game, you could tell he played very well. He was very poised. He did what he needed to do. Granted,
right.
Pittsburgh in the second half almost made it a game. I was a little worried. I was like, oh shit, looks like Cleveland might give this up. But no, they didn't. They played their game well and
Yeah.
they came out on top.
Yeah, well, also I knew Pittsburgh wasn't gonna go was not gonna get blown out. It's like there's no way these guys are just gonna just let that be. So they came back. So it was nice to see that they made it a game. So yeah, but at least Cleveland came out top. Now I was listening to Undisputed earlier today, and Shannon Sharp was going about saying that the Steelers, they still have that mentality of, oh, it's the Browns. What can we expect, without realizing, like, bro, these guys are no pushovers. These guys
Yeah, I mean
this time,
they're 11-5 for a fucking reason. They're in the playoffs for a reason, you know.
yeah, and so they just, I guess you could say, they let them off the hook, so to speak. They just didn't.
We let him off the hook. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah,
We let him off the
yeah.
hook.
And Shannon mentions is like, as a team, seeing Baker Mayfield's still young. He's only been in the league what, a couple years now. It's like this is when you should really test a team like them, especially when they have Mayfield as young as he is. And I just feel like Tomlin and the team just did not do that. They, like I said, their mentality is like, oh, it's the Browns, whatever,
Yeah.
and they got beat. Now, next game for them is going to be the real test because they're going up against the Chiefs,
Yeah.
and so those guys better be ready because they're gonna be they're gonna get a game with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are deadly, so
Yeah, I
I
mean they're
pray
last
that.
year's Super Bowl champion. I mean,
Yeah, they're
Patrick
the
Mahomes
yeah,
is
exactly. They're the defending champs. So they need Baker Mayfield and company need to be ready. They need to watch all the film that they can about the Chiefs because Mahomes is young too. He's only been in the league a couple years, right?
yeah, and
Same
he
as
has that 10-year he's going to have that 10-year contract. He's going to be pretty much a lifetime Kansas
yeah.
City Chief.
So Baker needs to be like, okay, I'm going up against, he's probably they're probably about the same age, so they'll be like, okay, this guy is gonna be killing it, so I gotta be on my A game. I pray that they do, man, because for them to go up against the Steelers, who are no slouches, the Chiefs are gonna be, yeah, a force to be reckoned with against
I
them. So
think the
I pray
Steelers
that
were
they,
even a top 5 like defense in the league, weren't they?
yeah, they were, but I think what also killed it for them was I saw no running game from the Steelers, like none. It was
Oh,
just
okay.
pass, 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 pass all
Well, I mean,
game long.
because that's Roethlisberger's bread and butter. He's like an amazing passer. I mean, he went for I think 500 yards, didn't he? I
I
mean, yeah,
don't know.
he had like 3 or 4 interceptions, but he still had a shit ton of yards overall.
Right, I didn't look at the stats, but however, it's like but he had 4 turnovers
Yeah,
throughout the game, 3 in the first quarter,
yeah.
right? Or was it first half? But still, dude, it's like you're throwing too much. You're bound to get picked off, and he did four
Yeah.
times, and that's what helped him. That's what, like, I was shocked because I know these guys can run the ball, but they just didn't. So
At the end of this, dude, I think it's time for Ben Roethlisberger to hang it up. I mean, he gave it his all, but it's just I think they need to move on. Because
yeah,
they need to think about the future at this point. I mean, considering that they lost to the Browns, and again, I know they're a very good team right now, but that's still embarrassing to lose a game you were expected to win. You know what I mean?
right. So, but again, I give my hats off to Cleveland. They deserved it. It's nice to see them succeeding. But next week, I think will be the test that they must, the hurdle they must overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chiefs, the defending champs. Oh, you
Yeah.
know,
Like I said, and the running joke for this is that, like if they win again, they might just fuck around and win a Super Bowl. The Cleveland
if
Browns.
they look, if they topple the defending champs next game, uh, I, ju- I don't know, man. I definitely will be speechless.
Yeah, dude. I was beside myself when they beat this team. So I mean, it is what it is. But anyhow, for the next round, the divisional rounds, which starts on Saturday, we have the LA Rams versus the Green Bay Packers. And
That's
the
gonna be a good game, I think.
and the Rams pulled off the upset against the excuse me, against the Seahawks. So, I mean, the Green Bay Packers are going to have a game on their hands, but I don't know. The Packers have a lot of high-powered offense on their side, and they have Aaron Jones, and Aaron Rodgers is not a slouch at all. He's pretty much a lot of people are expecting him to win MVP this season, and this is probably the best Rodgers has been in a while. So, I I expect it to be a very close game, but I think the Packers still pull it off. I think it's going to be somewhat like, I don't know, 27-24. That's what I think it's going to end up being.
I think it'll be close. I mean, Sean McVay and company better bring their A game because Packers are good. I mean, they just named 5 Pro Bowlers for the Packers, right? And
Yeah.
I think our boy Aaron Jones is one of them. And man, I cannot be more happy for him. I mean, I'll have to check, but I think he was named one of them. But yeah, those the Rams have got to be ready for the Packers because yeah, these
Yeah.
guys are good.
Yeah, I agree. And then let's see. I mean, and of course they have Aaron Donald and all those other stuff from the Rams. Like they have a decent
Oh,
defensive team.
he had a really good game, Donald. This game, he tore it up on defense, so
Yeah, so
he's
that's
got
the
to be ready to
thing.
go.
Yeah, that's the thing where Rodgers has to watch out for is Aaron Donald right now. So who knows? Who knows? We'll see. And then the Ravens are going to face the Buffalo Bills. I think this is going to be a closer matchup than most expect.
I think it's no. This I'm looking forward to this one. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, LeVar Jackson. Oh, sorry, it is Lamar. Sorry, Lamar Jackson. I did it
Yeah,
again. I did it
Lamar.
again.
Yes,
Lamar Jackson. Lamar. I'm so sorry. Y'all are probably going to kill me when you see this. Lamar Jackson is, I think he's going to have maybe a little bit of a harder time against this Buffalo Bills defense, but maybe I'm wrong. But this is going to be a really good matchup. I think it's going to be another very close game. I think the Bills barely edge them out like 21-17. Unless Lamar just goes for a fucking crazy game. But I don't know. I think the Bills are a little bit of a stronger defensive team than most anticipate. I could be wrong though. But yeah, I have a feeling for that. I think the Bills barely beat the Ravens. Like I think the Bills are a really good team overall this year. So let's see. We'll see what happens on that one. And then the Browns versus the Chiefs. Like again, as we've been already talking about, we're gonna see what happens with this one. I would be utterly beside myself if this Browns team beats Kansas City. I think, I mean, they have the ability to put up 48 points, but this time I don't think they're gonna put up that much. I think it's gonna be, um, I think Kansas City is gonna put up a huge number themselves. I think they're gonna put up like 35, I think, and the Browns are gonna put up 24. That's just my thought process. As much as I like Baker Mayfield, again, he's still a little bit. rough around the edges. They might be able to stop Chubb in the run game. I can't remember what ranking their defense is for the Chiefs, but they're pretty damn high if they're 14-2. So yeah, I don't expect the Chiefs to slack off on the defense at all. I'll eat my own hat if that ends up being the case. But I think that's what ends up happening. I think the Chiefs put up a decent number and they hold the Browns to at least a decent number. But I think the Browns at least they're not going to be slouches in this one either. But I just think Mayfield might struggle a little bit more against this defense in this game.
Oh yeah, because they're going up against the defending champs. Like I said, he's got to bring his A game. And that line, that O line's got to be ready to defend him, and that defense better be ready uh, to kick butt. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then after that, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. So we get the much anticipated matchup between Drew Brees and Tom Brady. A lot of people were hoping to see that when they were on opposite sides of the aisle as far as the conferences to see them in the Super Bowl. But that didn't end up happening. But we now get to see them face each other in the playoffs for the first time. And it's going to be interesting. I think the Saints, they're going to be okay. Um, but again, I think this is another close matchup, but I think Brady barely edges them. I think it's going to be 27-21. I'm just going to
Mm,
keep it conservative on this one because I think um, Brady just has the upper hand. He's still, I mean, granted, he's I think still pretty much similar age to Drew Brees, but I think you can tell the injury has kind of slowed down Drew Brees as of late. So I don't think he's going to be as good this time around. Brady is still playing at a phenomenal level because I mean his workout regimen and just health is extremely it's ridiculous. This man that he's going to this age and still playing at the level he's playing at. So I don't know, man. I think of Tom Brady what you will, but I think he edges out Drew Brees in this matchup. Um, I mean, he has all these weapons, man. He still has Gronkowski. He still has AB. I think Mike Evans. I don't know. Mike Evans is back, right? He did he get injured and he came back?
I don't know.
Either way,
I
like Brady has weapons. I'm not saying that Brees doesn't. He has I think he has Thomas still, but I just don't think he has enough left in the tank to go against Brady. So I think Brady barely edges him out by like a score.
I don't know. It's gonna be a tough call, but I think the Saints may pull it off. We'll see. I have a feeling that they will.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting matchup because to know that these two guys have never gone up against each other after all this time of them
Well, in
being
the
in
playoffs, I'm certain they've faced each other in other parts of like the season, but I'm just saying the playoffs.
okay, well, the playoffs, well, yeah, shoot, it's definitely going to be something to watch.
Yeah, I mean, if they were in their primes and in the Super Bowl, that would have been the fucking battle of the century. I would have loved to have seen that. But yeah, it is what it is. They're kind of in their later stages of their careers, and we'll see who ends up being the better QB moving forward. So I don't know. I think Tampa Bay edges out New Orleans. You think New Orleans edges out Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I respect that. I respect that. And then so yeah, that's all it is for that. And then let's kind of just look at conference championships, right? So we said Buccaneers would beat the Saints. And then for the other NFC matchup, it would be the Rams versus the Packers. I think, like I said, the Packers beat out the Rams. Yeah, I actually I don't think I mentioned the score for the Packers and the Rams, did I? I'm gonna say the Packers win 30-21. I mean, I know the Rams is a good defense, but sometimes their offense tends to falter. So I'm gonna say that 30-21, the Packers win. So it would be Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. Now that would be amazing because then you would have a matchup that a lot of people would anticipate as well with everyone's saying, "Oh, well, Tom Brady's the greatest," but then there's a lot of Packers fans and a lot of other people that are saying Aaron Rodgers is a better player and all this other stuff. So that's going to be highly anticipated because if Aaron Rodgers wins that battle, we might have a slight argument. Of course, I mean, you can't really debate like rings. And yeah, we could say, "Oh, well, Brady's had, you know, field goal kickers bail him out to win those Super Bowls." And although that may be true to an extent, I mean, let's not pretend that Tom Brady is not talented or he doesn't have the ability to lead teams to a win. I mean, we saw it against the Falcons. So I don't know. If Aaron Rodgers beats Brady, that'd be something. But if Tom Brady beats Aaron Rodgers, then I think the discussion of who's the better quarterback in this era is probably put to rest in that regard. I don't know. Maybe some people will disagree with that notion, but I think that's the case. So in essence, I would think, and that's hard. That's a very hard decision, but I almost have a feeling just depending on, I mean, just it's going to come down to how those two quarterbacks play. But I almost feel, I mean, it's not to say that because Brady has Fournette as a running back. He's a decent running back. But I think Aaron Jones is slightly better, so that might give the Packers the edge overall. And the Packers have a very, very decent defense themselves. So I think given those given those few things, I think the Packers might beat the Buccaneers. But it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be like 27-24. I'll keep it conservative. Um, and then for the other two, for the AFC, we had Chiefs and Browns, Bills and Ravens. I had the Bills beating the Ravens and the Chiefs beating the Browns. So yeah, I mean, at that point, the Bills are a very good team, but I just don't see them beating the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are way too talented again, and I think they've built themselves where they can contend for championships for a while. So I think the Chiefs edge out the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna say 28. No, no, I'm gonna go a little higher because the Chiefs are a pretty high-powered offense. I'm gonna say, let's see, I'm gonna say 34-28. That's what I'm gonna say. Maybe I'm doing the mathematics wrong. Hold on. Yeah, I'll say that because maybe there's field goals and safeties included in that. But yeah, that's my final score for that. 34-28. It's gonna be high scoring, but I think the Chiefs edge them out to get to the Super Bowl, and we would have the Chiefs versus the Packers. The battle of the two QBs that would be, set up for the MVP race, just to see who really. I mean, I bet you it's going to be the MVP award is going to be given out before the playoffs start. So, but we're going to see what happens because I think, and then in that one for the Super Bowl for the Packers versus the Chiefs, yeah, I think I don't know. Age and experience is one thing, but let's not forget the Chiefs were the Super Bowl champions last year. And so I think it's going to be very close, but yet again, I think the Chiefs win it. And I think the Chiefs are going to win uh 30-27. I think it's going to be decided by a field goal. I think it's going to be very close.
So you have the Chiefs and the Packers in the Super Bowl this year, huh?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are, and it's kind of hard to deny that again. But I mean, as we've seen, anything can happen in the playoffs, but in my heart of hearts, I think the Packers have the upper hand in like the NFC, but I think overall the Chiefs are just they're just that good. They're 14-2 for a reason. And granted, you could say that. I mean, the fucking Patriots were like 17-0 before they lost to the the Giants in the Super Bowl some years back. So I mean, anything is possible. But I just think, given the firepower that the Chiefs have, I think they're the better team
Hmm.
in the end.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe Aaron Rodgers does win his second Super Bowl, and I don't know. Either way, it's going to be a very good postseason run for both those teams. But those are my predictions. Do you have any like ideas of your own that you kind of want to throw in? Because I know you
No.
said the Saints would beat the other team. Sorry.
Well,
So
I
you would think
mean,
it'd be the Saints versus the Packers in the conference championship?
yeah, I could possibly see that happening. I mean, despite the injuries that Breeze has, even just seeing him back today at this game, I know that he still's got enough in him to want to finish out the season going all the way. So I'm not going to count him out. That's why I have a strong feeling he may win over the Bucks, over Brady, and go all the way. So seeing him versus the Packers, him versus Aaron Rodgers, that would be something to that would be a nice spectacle too, because Rodgers has been in the league 12 years. Of course, Breeze is the vet, the older vet, and it'd be nice to see those two go at it too. But like I said, anything can happen. I mean, if not, I have a feeling probably the Bucks will pull it off and be back in the Super Bowl, to where you see Brady and Rodgers go at it. I mean, that is also a strong possibility. But I don't
Yes.
know, man. I have a feeling even Baltimore has a good chance of going back to see Lamar and Rodgers. That'd be nice too.
So you think the so wait a minute, you think the Ravens are gonna beat the Chiefs? They're
I
gonna
don't
beat
know.
the Bills and the Chiefs?
I don't know. It's a possibility, but it's probably highly unlikely. But it's a thought. Like
So
you
you
said, these.
so your prediction is gonna be the Ravens and the Packers in the Super Bowl?
No, no. I'm just saying that's a possibility. I'm just
Oh,
throwing
okay,
out
I see.
I'm throwing out possibilities, dude.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But if I had to make a prediction, it'd probably be Saints and Packers.
Well, in the conference championship, right? Because remember, they're same conference.
Oh yeah, duh. Sorry. Yes, in the conference championships, because we're talking about conference championships, not Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, I made my prediction. It's the Packers and the Chiefs, and the Chiefs barely win. But what do you think? Phew,
Uh,
woohoo! Oh my goodness, that is embarrassing. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Can't edit that out.
well,
Well, y'all just saw me at my worst, ladies and gentlemen. But it it is what it is. That's what happens when you do these things live.
mm, well, I would say Saints and Chiefs is a good possibility.
So you think that the Saints have a better chance than the Packers? Okay.
I think they're right around there. I think the Saints and the Packers are pretty, you know, neck and neck as far as their chances goes. I mean, yeah, I would say it's likely that it's going to be Chiefs and Packers, but I would say don't count out the Saints.
Yeah, so the Saints and the Chiefs you think are gonna okay. Okay. I can respect that. I mean, my only argument to that is again the Saints defense isn't as strong as say the Packers or possibly even the Buccaneers. I mean, maybe the defense of the Buccaneers is a little bit more equal to the Saints, but I think the Packers would probably be a lot harder to guard against or to like get their offense going against. But I don't know.
Probably. I mean, it just would also be nice to see Breeze maybe win one more and then that's it, retire. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be nice. Like, don't get me wrong, that would be kind of cool to see. I just don't personally think that's gonna pan out that way. I mean, Breeze is a decent quarterback, but I just think coming back, I mean, maybe he will get in the swing of things and surprise everybody, but I just don't picture him being the one that takes him all the way at this point. I think he might be in his too late in his stage of his career. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah. So Mario has the Saints and the Chiefs, and I have the Packers and the Chiefs. And I think I had the Chiefs beating the Packers 27-24. Who do you think with your prediction the Saints and the Chiefs? Who do you think you have winning and by
Well,
what score?
well, the Chiefs, have been pretty consistent. So I mean, like I said, the Saints aren't too bad, but maybe it probably be. I don't know. I have a feeling it may be a little bit close. Uh, maybe possibly 30-24
30 to 24, you think?
Chiefs. Possibly 30-24 Chiefs. Um, it's hard to. I don't know. Predictions are hard sometimes because there are always some very variables. But maybe the Chiefs will probably come out top 30-24 in this game.
Yeah, so I had it a little closer between. Yeah, because see with the Saints, I don't think I mean Breeze is good, but I don't think their defense is strong enough to contain Mahomes if the Saints do happen to make the Super Bowl. Like with the Packers, I think it's closer. But yeah, well, I mean, I can respect that. So yeah, so those are our predictions. You could tell us what you think your predictions are as far as like the playoffs from now until the Super Bowl are going to be. Just so we can, see and compare. I mean, maybe you all have different varying views and maybe a little bit more educated views as far as like, the defensive ratings and all that. I didn't get into all that stuff because it just seemed a little late in the game for me to do all that. I mean, I know I did that last year, but I just think right now it's a little hard for me to kind of gather all that information so quickly. But yeah, that's what I have as far as our predictions for the NFL playoffs. So right now, what I'm gonna do is just talk about some content creators on YouTube and even some podcasts, as well as this other person I saw on Twitter that had a really interesting tweet. So to start off, of course, my brother, Red MT25. He has his own channel that's trying to get towards gaming, but right now we've been doing reaction videos. So if you would please go subscribe to Mario's channel and watch our reactions. They're pretty funny. Mario's about to upload his try not to laugh challenge that we recently did. And then also he has another channel that's music. He's a saxophonist and he's really good. He's played a lot of interesting jazz charts. If you're into jazz, definitely give him a look. I mean, even if you just like saxophone in general or just music in general, please give it a look because I think Mario is really talented, and it would be really cool if y'all could give him a subscribe and a like. So yeah, go to my brother's two channels and look up his stuff. So that's the first person I want to highlight. The second person I want to highlight, he's not sports, but it's the fact that he's my good buddy who's also from El Paso. His name is well, his channel is called OG Sensei. He's my buddy Oscar Gomez. He's really cool. He's gonna be another gaming channel, and he's put up a lot of good stuff recently. His content's really well done, really well edited. It's very crisp, clear, and he's very funny. And Oscar, man, he's one of the very few friends that I have that I still keep in touch with that made me feel like appreciated and like a true friend. So I just want to pay that kindness forward, and please subscribe to his channel because he's a heck of a guy, and he does a lot of good stuff. Um, I think he's done a playthrough of Cyberpunk recently, so yeah, go look at those. And I'll leave links in the subscription. Sorry, leave links in the description for the channels I'm about to name. Um, and then also there's this guy I've been watching recently. His name is Makai Bruce. He does a lot of NBA content. I mean, a lot of the YouTubers I watch tend to be mainly NBA YouTubers. I don't know very many NFL YouTubers, so maybe hopefully you all can leave some ideas in the comment section of who I can watch as far as NFL YouTubers to kind of get some ideas and kind of get back into the swing of more NFL content. I mean, even hockey, even baseball, just so I can get some ideas and figure out some things to kind of add to my channel. I mean, not to like copy off or anything. I don't do that. But just to like get some ideas and get some perspective on things because that's what I want to do. I want to like gain some perspective and understanding so I could be a better content creator myself. But yeah, Makai he's a really cool guy, and he's been sharing some of my stuff. I've been sharing some of his stuff. So please subscribe to him. I think he's almost at 300 subscribers. So please subscribe to his channel. Um, as far as other people, he's a guy that has his podcast on a channel as well. I think yeah, no, I think it's specifically to YouTube. It's called All Things Mavs by Jimmy Crowther, and he's he talks a lot on Twitter, and he's pretty cool, and he does a lot of post game Maverick stuff. So yeah, please give his a view because he's pretty cool and he's pretty good. Um, and as far as ones that I don't believe are on YouTube, um, I think these are mainly sports podcasts that are like on Apple Podcasts and even Spotify. I know we've discussed him one time on our podcast. It's Mavs Moneyball by oh gosh, oh, God, I know his name is Kirk, but I forget his last name. But he that podcast Mavs Moneyball, Kirk You Enthusiasm is the segment. His stuff is really good. I like his analysis. He has a lot more insight about that stuff than I would. So please give his stuff a view. And then there's another one that I've recently stumbled upon called The Blue Calvary. It's a Mavericks podcast. They're also on Apple Podcasts. And again, I'm going to leave those links in the description. So please, 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 please have a look at his stuff, their stuff. Um, and then, yeah, as far as podcasts, that's all I can remember, and even channels. But then there's one more thing I want to kind of share with y'all. Um, it's something that has to do with designs for, let's see, for jerseys. This guy right here, Seth Reese, at 94 feet on Twitter, he had these concepts made, and I think the other person that kind of helped him come up with the idea is Casey at Casey Vitelli. They did the word mark and combination of Classic City Edition fonts for the idea and execution. So both of those guys, please follow them on Twitter. But yeah, these are the jersey ideas. So I think these are pretty cool. We're going to look at these together. And sorry, because I know I also do my podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So you all are not going to be able to see these, obviously, because it's a audio podcast for those platforms. But like I said, follow those two at 94 feet and sorry, I forget his name again. At Casey Vitelli on Twitter, just so you can see those jersey designs. They're really, really slick. So we're gonna kind of go through them. So this is like the white jersey, and I think that's really freaking fine, dude. Like that is a very clean white jersey. It kind of has a mixture of the classic look that they brought back this season, but it was the green jersey is the one they brought back this season, and those look fly as hell. But this one looks very sick. And then this next one, again, it very much mirrors the current uh, classic jersey that the Mavs brought back this season. Again, I think that would be a very good look too. And then, of course, this blue 77. Yeah, it's amazing how like you combine the old with the new. So I think that would be another wonderful crisp look. I like that navy blue and green and white combination there. That is sweet. And then this is a white alternate jersey. I think there's another person that did something similar to this and like the kind of similar look, and that one came out nice. But I think they instead of the Texas, they had I think a horse with wings, kind of like resembling like their Mavericks logo, the horse logo. So I think that'd be pretty damn sweet. But I really like the look of this. And then he has another set down here that I think is really damn cool. And it's an interesting color. I don't like it as much as the white one, but I think it's still pretty slick. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think that this design is really cool. With the state of Texas and the star symbolizing Dallas. I just don't think the blue works for me as much as the white one does. I don't know what it is, and I don't think the green would be any better if you were to do that. I just think the white fits. I don't know.
As an alternative jersey, yeah, I get what you mean. And then this is like just practice gear. I think that's pretty badass. That would be a very cool logo to have if hopefully if like the Mavericks ever went with that, I think that'd be pretty cool. But I don't know. These are just ideas being thrown around on Twitter. But I mean, damn, it's that's pretty slick. And then again, a green version of the practice, uh, I guess jumps. That's pretty slick design too. Man, if that ever became came to be, I would fucking find that and buy that.
Mm.
And then this court, they did a very classic court this season too to kind of mirror their green jerseys. But I think this is a pretty nice looking court if they ever instituted this. Like if any of these designs were ever instituted for the Mavericks, oh my God, these would be amazing.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. It just, I don't know. I don't know about the D. I'm just
You
not
don't
sure.
like that D logo?
I don't know. You know, I like. I just don't know, man. It just doesn't work for me. The D, something different maybe, but I don't know. There's just something about looking back at the old logo with the M in the hat, and then the new one. It's just, I don't know. I just guess those two grew on me so much that anything different, I don't know.
I
Wouldn't.
don't know. It's kind of weird. There's a lot of people that don't like the old M with the hat.
I don't know. I mean, it was classic. The M representing Mavericks, and then of course the hat representing the previous owner,
Yeah.
which was kind of fun. He put his little touch on it, and then of course when Cuban bought the team, they changed it up, and I don't know, but hey, but still the creativity that went into it is really nice. I'll give him that, man.
Yeah. I just want to again shout out to Seth Reese for sharing this and Casey Vitelli as well. Thank you guys. This is really cool. And as I told them I was going to share this on our podcast and I kept my word. So thank you guys again. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share for this particular episode. Um, and then hopefully in the future, we'll start to envelop some more stuff for like El Paso and UTEP and all that stuff because I think we really need to get back in touch with our El Chuco roots, our El Paso roots, because I really miss home and I would like to talk a little bit more about my city, not only just in sports but in other aspects too. So maybe down the line we can kind of look at some articles together as far as what's going on in El Paso, what's new, what's cool. Um, and then again, some other sports teams because we do have like they're not like the Premier League stuff, but they are on a tier of its own. So again, if the season ever came back for like baseball, we could probably figure out how to cover the El Paso Chihuahuas, um, also the El Paso Locomotive. So yeah, just some ideas to kind of get upon for future podcasts. And then also, fellow El Pasoans, if you have any input, I would very much appreciate that. That'd be really cool. And hopefully, maybe we can even get some buddies of ours on the podcast in the future. That would be cool.
Yeah, that
Some
definitely
people
be
from El
fun.
Paso. I mean, but again, I think I'd have to get this podcast would have to get to at least like 500 subscribers before I'd ever consider that because I mean we're not at the level yet. But with y'all's help, and this is another thing I've said in a previous podcast, we also, I mean, I also have the podcast on Anchor, which is the one that distributes it to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and other forms platforms. So if you would, it would mean a great deal to me if you could leave a possible donation. On the Anchor website, there's a button you could press to leave a donation. You could leave as little as $1. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just every little bit helps. And it would be much appreciated if you could do that. But again, the main thing I look for is just your subscription, your like, and just your viewership, because I want to connect with you all. This is something that I like to do for fun because I mean I have my main life with my wife and my work and all that, but this is something I think would be fun to do to connect with people. So yeah, if you would please, 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 please leave a subscription, leave a like, and support our channel and support the podcast on any other platform. Is there anything else you wanted to say, Mario, before we sign off?
No, no, I appreciate the shout out, man. It really helps. I apologize for those that that are starting to watch our stuff. It's been kind of crazy trying to find consistency in editing and posting the videos, but I'm trying to do a better job of that. so that way you can guys at least get something every week. So yeah, just be on the lookout for more Red Reacts, my video reacts series, and hopefully, like I said, just please like my channel as well, subscribe to it, and leave comments. Give feedback on how we can improve how we can improve making content. So that would mean a lot. And of course, as soon as I soup up with a better GPU to start doing recording gaming content, you'll be seeing some gaming videos from me soon. It's gonna happen, and then yeah, and just please continue to support us with this podcast and everything else we're doing. Just please, I ask you guys keep supporting my brother as well. He's done a fantastic job with what he's been able to do. So yeah, I mean a lot.
Alrighty. Oh, and then one more thing before I sign off. Like my goals for this 2021 for this channel is for me, of course, to try and create as much content as possible. And it is going to be a little tough with me because I am between two jobs right now. But I'm going to do my very best to try and get some stuff out for y'all. Um, También, uh, I'm trying to see if I can get to. I'm trying to set a realistic goal. I'm trying to at least get to 100 subscribers. And from there, if it goes further than that, then I'll set the goals and expectations a little higher. But I'm at least trying to get to 100 before I make any other outlandish claims. And then this is just another like unofficial goal because again, I don't know how realistic it's gonna be. But if I somehow make it to 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna try and separate the podcast from my main channel, just so I can kind of compartmentalize things a little bit better. But anyhow, that's all I wanted to say, and hopefully y'all can subscribe and here to us. Suscríbete a nuestro canal, ponte un like y adiós. Hasta luego. Muchas
Yes.
gracias.